Hello and welcome to the Underhive. We are back with some more Elden Ring. Let me just check here that this is... Yes, recording correctly. Yes, my audio tracks didn't look quite right there, but they are, that's fine. So let's get going. OBS, will you have recorded the game? No. What a bastard. That's alright, he'll pick it up in a minute. But I hope you're all well. We are going to be carrying on from pretty much where we left off yesterday. I did manage to find the needle in the end. For those of you that didn't stick around till the very last part of the stream. So yeah, we found it here. Which, to be fair, I'd sort of gone around this area several times, but not into it. And there's a boss, and the boss gives you the needle. So there we go. So we've sussed that out. I feel that now we are probably needing to head in this direction. And I want to try and get that map there. So let's go via the Celia back streets. Oh, a message was appraised. Let's see which one. It was this one. All right. So, yeah, we've got to go up the hill. Which means we're probably better starting at the church, to be fair. So let's go do that. So, yeah, we saved her. She's gone now. And it looks like she's the lady from the promotional material, like the marketing and stuff, because she's only got one arm. Now, I've got the prosthetic, and I can't remember where I picked that up, but I have got the prosthetic arm. And it's just a key item, like it doesn't do anything, it's not a weapon or anything. So I don't know if I'm supposed to find her again and then give it to her, but I'm not sure. I've also missed the woman that I need to give the Shibiri grapes to on this character, but found her on my other character, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. I don't think it matters overly, it's probably just a side quest. Bit of beast blood, okay. Have I found Dragon Wound Grease? I think I have. That's the use of the beast blood anyway. I think I have found the recipe for that. We'll have a look. I mean, I've got 8 of it on my hotbar anyway. It's not like I need any more, but can't imagine we're gonna. Well, Dragon Barrow. So I mean, this seems like the place we're gonna need it. Yes, we can make it. No, that's use, not craft. But yes, we can make it. Make 7 then. Okay, well there is literally a dragon just there. Let's get the old thing going. Okay, he's somewhat injured already, but he has whacked my horse really hard. Yep, I thought that was going to happen. But that's okay. He seems like a fairly weak dragon as far as they go. But then again, he did just stomp me into next week there. I mean, he's injured, but he's not actually weak. Oh, wow. Okay, savage. Interesting. Well, that's okay. Hey there, Taz. Oh, I smell it, my man. I smell it. This could very well be the final stream. Oh, do you know the situation? I mean, I feel like I've only got one Elden Lord left. I mean, it's definitely not going to be the end of Elden Ring, because as soon I'm hyped to finish this character so I can do an intelligence build. I satisfied my craving for dexterity by playing a character off screen. I haven't got as far as this with it, but the build is so similar. You know, it's a basically melee most of the time build, and it will end up being more or less the same. So. More heavily reliant on dodging, but other than that, more or less the same. So we're going to go with an intelligence build next. Is that it there? Oh yeah, that is it there. As if I didn't recognise that was the dragon. Yeah, I've definitely done 4 or 5 now. Because we've done Godric at first. I don't know if Margot counts, but we did him the other stream. We did Rana, is it? The sorceress. We've done the bloke in the previous stream, the guy with the red hair. Okay, well, it went down a hell of a lot easier that time. Is he dead yet? Oh, right. But he did go down easier, to be fair. We didn't make much of a meal of that. So, yeah. Godric, the Sorceress. Morga, Shard Bearer guy. I think that's it. So far. So we've got either one or two more to do. Okay, I mean, is that a big dead dragon? I can't fight all three of them at once, surely. I don't know if that big one's alive. Okay, that was big damage. My poor horse! I mean, I'm going to end up fighting two at once, and I just can't do that. Okay, he's alright. Get the old dragon wound shizzle. Doesn't seem like it makes that much difference. Wow! The horse damage. These guys aren't messing. Oh, as if that didn't hit him in the head. Come on. Robbery. Any inspiration from popular meme characters like Brodolph, Harry Brota, or maybe a personal D&D character Winkling? What for? Sorry, for this character or for? For the intelligence build. I haven't decided on anything yet. I mean, we can certainly spend a bit of time doing the character creation. But yeah, I haven't planned anything. So the big dragon's definitely dead. How? How did that hurt my horse? You absolute cretin. My horse has done nothing to you. And he's a cow, not a horse. So even more reason why you shouldn't hurt my horse. Yeah, for the infill. Yeah, I mean, I haven't decided anything. We'll go with what I can manage. I mean, we might start out trying to get Harry Potter and him end up looking more like Ron Weasley, as far as my character creation skills go. So, I can't look at the map here, unfortunately. But we'll see. Maybe a Gandalf-y sort of vibe. I mean, I wouldn't want to lean too heavily on a fantasy trope. I'd rather it be like more leaning towards somebody who isn't a wizard, but it's them as a wizard. I'd love to look at my map, please. Okay, great. So it is this way to the map. So I'm going to go and get the map first. I think that's the most important thing. Now I know what the maps are and where they are. Well, I mean, I knew what a map was, but as in, I know what they look like on the overworld before you found the map now. Although I'm not going to be able to look at the map again now. I lost it. Okay, no, it's up this one. How about Johnny Sins? From what I know, he's had a plethora of jobs that need high intelligence. I have no idea who that is. I mean, I can try, but I have no idea who that is. Johnny Sins. I mean, he sounds like a video game character. I mean, if that's his real surname, that is an overtly cool surname. It's got to be said. Mr. Sins. Yeah, I think I'd be quite happy with that if that was my surname. Do not search it up. Oh right, okay. What were you memeing me? Is he an adult film star or something? Yeah, I've tried getting over there before. I can get to that from this, and I can't get in there at the minute. So let's go up and round. I didn't know you didn't know. I've seriously got no idea, mate. Well, I take it, is he an adult film star? That explains the name, because then it's obviously not his real name. But yeah, I've no idea, mate. Straight over my head. Straight over. And I've got to say, I'm not going to question why you know that, but I think if you were questioned on it, it'd be quite the hole to dig yourself out of, no pun intended. Well, at least the doggos are fairly good to stun. Although, they're pretty good at... What? Come on, brother. I was memeing, and yes, he's an adult film star. Wait, you do know it? Well, no, I don't. Maybe I do. I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing that isn't his real name, so for all I know, I could know him. But by his real name. I'd imagine I don't know, if I'm honest. It's unlikely that I would. From memes, and strictly memes. Okay, I'll believe you. I'll believe you, but I can't say for certain what the internet will make of it. I am willing to take your word. You've never led me astray this far, so I am willing to... As if those sheep are just, like, not getting molested by that big dog thing. Like, I get he might be the sheepdog for it in this area, but, like, there's no way that thing's got any restraint. I mean, my dog would harry them sheep, and he's not a big motherfucker T-Rex type thing. And truth be told, he'd shit them up, but... Varro wouldn't actually hurt the sheep, I don't think. He'd just chase them. I mean, I'm going to buy that ritual pot, but there's literally no reason to. Oh, right, this is where you buy the samurai armor. I see. You can also buy a spiked Caestus. Serpent arrow. Causes heavy poison build-up. So if you're running a dex build, you want to get a ton of those off him. They resemble a flying snake. Oh, yeah, those flying snakes that we hear about. Used in tandem with a serpent bow. Oh. Oh, so I will do a dex build at some point, and I'm gonna try and find out where the serpent bow is. Hidden cave.
Have a safe journey.
Hidden cave. There's a hidden cave beyond the town of Celia. Look beyond the graveyard at the precipice. Oh, we've already done that. We've already done that, I think. Fort Gale in Caelid House is a gateway that leads to Redmane Castle. Yeah, I've already done that. So, like, I don't know if maybe they expect you'll come here first, but well, I've already done those things. I don't mind spending a few souls on him, though. He's a good fella. Magic builds have a lot of fun spells. They certainly do by the looks of things. The Kamehameha being the first and foremost among them. Yeah. I mean, my dex build is a samurai. Yeah. Personally, I mean, I've deliberately not watched Elias's speedrun yet, but as soon as I finish the game, I am going to watch his speedrun. I would imagine he's probably started with the dex build, with the katana, with the samurai, and effectively with the dex build. But I don't know if the magic is ultimately a better choice. But even if it is, the early spells aren't the ones you're going to be using for the majority of the game. They're certainly not the quickest way to kill bosses at the very beginning. But they're always training the art of the bow and arrow. Yes, I'm familiar with that, my man. And yeah, well, until the sort of 1500s when the musket came in, and then some of them adopted those as well, although many still used the bow. He's not called Samurai Jack, he's called Henshoku, which is the Japanese translation apparently for tarnished. So I was a proper meme lord there, but we will do that again at some point. So, I mean, let's have a look at what this tower is. This might be where we upgrade Matey Boy's rune. You'd have thought it would be. Runok, Somba, Dragonmoon Grease, Party Leaf. I think they're only used in like a couple of things, and I don't even have the thing for it. They're like there you go. So they're used for uplifting aromatic to boost attack power and reduce incoming damage once. So like that, yeah, I mean that's fine, but like well, I mean you need to get towards the end of the game to have that, so that's irrelevant, really. Temporary state of fervor. So again, like that's more accessible, but still. Sweet raisins. Yeah, I don't think there's much... Yeah, like, there's not much really to use them for. How have you been, my man? Nice weekend so far? Yeah, I'm very well. Very well indeed. Just took the dog out down the river. Take him out for a bit of a hunt. And now we're back. We're doing well. Had the family over for a little bit last night. A few bevies. Not a big drinker myself, but had a couple. But yeah, all good. How are you doing? On what I presume is the end of your weekend now. I assume it's Sunday evening for you. Have you had a nice weekend? Would be the question. Whoa, horse nearly took a turn there. So it doesn't look like there's a way in to that. So we're going to leave that there. And we're going to head towards the minor Erd tree. Because yeah, we've got something pointed over there, so chances are the Bestial Sanctum has a boss. But I mean, I can teleport right to the Bestial Sanctum, and that guy isn't inherently a boss, so I don't know. Sliver of meat there. Been doing fine. Yeah, had a nice weekend. Just dreading some uni deadlines due this weekend next week. Yeah, always a rough one, my man. But I'm sure you can manage it. You'll get there. So we'll go this way first before the Erd tree. We'll check out what's up top here. Because I think this is the way we came from. Apparently my school and teachers think that cramming the midterms into roughly 2 weeks of a month is a great idea. Yeah, that's a shame, man. Yeah, you're kind of beholden to the way they lay it out, aren't you, really? That is a shame. It is fucking moving. It is breathing. I'm not going to hit it. But that thing is breathing. Prey on the regulator. I mean, I'm going to sneak up behind it and smack it in the arse in a minute, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, it actually looks alive, but just perhaps sedated or not trifled with me in any regard. Fort Farith. Ah, Fort Farith. I know them. Yeah, I've known them since I was a young man. Oh shit, my block stopped working. Why do you do this to me, Elden Ring? Will you work now? Yeah, I'm pressing it, it won't work. I'm gonna have to unplug the controller. Or I could use the mouse specifically for blocking, I suppose. Might as well two-hand it then, hadn't I? Can't block. Oh, will you piss off, you bat? Why is it so strong? Max level bats. Oh, there's something shady over there as well, isn't there? Yeah. Wow, that kills the frames. Why is my block not working? That's the left trigger I pressed by accident. Yeah, I know, it absolutely shocked itself out of business there, didn't it? I mean, I know there's nothing up with the controller. We've been using this one the whole way through. And like, I can block with the mouse. Like, there's... Yeah, okay. I think it's just something to do with it being a controller. Yeah, being a bit of a Willy Wonka there, but it's alright, we've sorted it. Right, let me get my bloody torch on. I should never attempt to make, but he's like... Yeah, I mean, I mean, it made sense. Oh, right, he's got a grab. Wow, big dirty grab. But that got him back. Yeah, these guys in here are not messing around. Can I break? Oh, I've got one of the poison bitches. Well, I'm gonna eat the poison. Oh, I couldn't 360 quick enough. Alright, boyos, calm down. Oh, I couldn't dodge. These bats, though, man. Like, I wish they'd just put a different enemy in there, man. Like, why just turn the bats up to 11? Like, we're used to them being little twats. Yeah, no, it's just that's just cray in the regulator. Like, you don't mind grab attacks so much when they don't one-shot you, but when they're a one-shot out of nowhere, it's a bit cheap, isn't it? Right, come on then, you little twat. Sit down, Sam. Firing your shit at me. What? That literally got blood out of the wing but didn't deal any damage. What's that about? Hitbox, please, Miyazaki. Ah, thought I'd timed you just right there. Well, rip. I mean, this is why the dex build would be better, because this would be dealing loads more damage. But it's fine. You wouldn't have the big shield. Oh, you scumbag. This is harder than some of the bosses. Because it can fly. And it's like, not stunnable. Oh, right, eventually. Kind of pointless at that stage, though. That was horrible. Those were really smelly, happy fun times. Yeah, probably another 3 hours or so from here. Thereabouts. Yeah, it's another one of them in it. And there's another one over that side. There's 3 of them bitches in here. Really? This one's got Howl. The witch has got its hat on. Hip 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 hooray. What am I doing? Oh, my arrows are the wrong way around, that's why. Oh, that's why it was like blood flashing. I think they were bleed arrows I was using previous. I mean, at least you can lure them outside. It's not like saying, no, you've got to come into the ring and rumble. Because this is preferable. Nice work on the bat. I'm not sure if I'd read any sarcasm into that, because I don't actually think I'm doing that good of a job of it, to be honest. Still feel kind of sluggish. Try a mighty shot. Not really worth. Although it does get you better value out of your arrows, to be fair, but... But yeah, this is why I couldn't help but try out an expert, because this would be loads easier with it. Oh, you fuck off with your farts, you dirty bitch. Inside the ride. You should always know that my compliments are genuine and only aimed at sarcasm. That's fair enough. I will take it as such. I'm a hard man to upset anyway, so don't worry about it. Even if I did think it was sarcasm entirely. She's strafing me hard now, though, isn't she, look? Trying to pick a moment. Come on, missus. Take it. Take the bait. There you go. I ran out of stam there, so I couldn't dodge. Oh, thank you. Fortunately, the arrow was loosed. Unless it's something spectacularly absurd. Fair enough. I will allow that. Eat my little green balls here. I mean, at least once we've cleared them out, we're kind of sorted though. I need to swap these around. It's doing my tits in. I'm hoping there's not like loads more of them upstairs. These are my least favourite enemy, I think. Just because they have a level of mobility that the player never has. Even on the mount, you don't have the mobility they do. I think we should be clear to engage the last one in here now. No, she's on her own. Scream as loud as you want, missus. I'm not going to be bothered. Got me. Oh, how did that hit? Generous hitbox there, Miyazaki. Generous, sir. Not that time, though. Really? That one was ungenerous, Miyazaki. Some would say harsh. Finally. I mean, you get a lot of golden runes off them, but still. I need to use my golden runes soon, actually, as well. Okay, well, I definitely just heard another one, didn't I? Oh, right, okay. Regular battle. In terms of mob enemies, the one I would most likely be annoyed with dealing with are those mini-bosses like the dragons or ogres or giant tree men. I think the giant tree men technically are a mini-boss as such, rather than like a general mob. I don't mind them, to be honest. Like, they're not that hard to fight. And like, the tree men, like, kind of make sense as to why there's multiple of them and why they are where they are. Like, I don't mind that. Okay, so I've now got both parts of that medal, I think. I don't know what that medal does, but I remember getting the first part ages ago and being like, why the fuck have you given me that? Yeah, both parts. Oh, the Grand Lip of Dectus. Okay, well, I know where that is, and it didn't make sense before, but now it does. So we're going to go to the Grand Lip of Dectus after this. Because that is somewhere new. Yeah, each to their own. I mean, you're welcome to find, you know, one of them more annoying than others, if that's the case. To be honest, these shieldmen are a little annoying. Well, that's fair enough. They're kind of supposed to be that way. That's why they've got a shield. I'll eat that second swing, mate. I'm solid. I've got the poise. Nice war pikmin. Well then, I'll let you have first swing. Didn't work out, did it? Hate the long winded up fights, tanky enemies. Fair enough. So that's obviously a place we could check out with a ladder. Should have bought that one. Alright, brother, calm down. I only wanted a little heal. Knock it. So that's just above the entrance. Okay. Not the entrance, sorry, the stairway. I reckon it is this bit. Oh, shit! Oh, rat's absolutely scaring the life out of me. Little bastard. Dirty little bugger. Can you get through this? No. Because there's another bit that would be... It would be over there. Damn rat. True, man, true. Oh, my coffee's gone cold. I'm going to need to go and get a coffee before we do Dexter's Lift, but I'll be as quick as I can. Is it like through this? No. Maybe this one. I mean, we'll try it. It's like making out like that's like a mega reward, but... Is that where the rat was? It can't be. Maybe you can like jump across. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's only like a Lord Soul or something. You should reheat it with your love and embrace. I don't think that's going to be enough, to be honest. I could try, but I'd probably be at it a while. I think probably a new one is more likely to be effective. So, it is over there. We know that this doesn't lead us anywhere. Oh, okay. I'm going to say, back from the dead. Come on, brother. Have another go. Have another go. Unlucky Chucky. So... It's either that one or this one. But there's nothing you can do with that one. I think we probably need to go down here and then jump a gap somewhere. Like to the right here. Probably need to get that. Yeah, that's it. 5 head plays. That was a big rat. Big rat with the... Oh, shit. Big rat with hyper souls. These enemies are like way stronger than they normally are in here. Now I've got him on his own, it's loads easier. What? I had my shield up, you scumbag. What are you doing? My parents and sister ate most of it before evening. By the way, I made Alfredo pasta today. Your sister and parents ate most of it before evening. It was that good, apparently, since my sister, who isn't a heavy eater, went back for seconds. Maybe you're in an appropriate leveled area instead of being over-leveled. Yeah, probably, mate. Probably. But my point is just that we've seen these exact enemies before, and they've now been scaled up, where they previously weren't. That was kind of my point. As opposed to them being too hard. They're not too hard. Radagon's Saw Seal. So it's not... It's not what I thought it was. Is that another... It is. Yeah, so there's these 3 things. So that's greatly affects. Scar Seal, Saw Seal. Scar Seal. Maybe there's a Scar and a Saw Seal for all of them. Who knows? They weren't scaled, you were just flexing your level in the wrong area. True. True. Well, at least I'm not hung from the rafters like one of those clowns. So, I think I'm going to put a level in FP now. I might as well. And we're going to use the change. Ah, yeah, because I don't know what level I'm going to take it to yet, so we're not going to do that just now. Now, where is that lift? Is it there? No. It's there. No, it's there. There's got to be another grace point around here somewhere, hasn't there, that I've missed. Right, that seems like really sparse without one. Anyway. So go there. I'm just going to go and grab another coffee, and then we'll use that lift thing, because I don't know what that does. And maybe that's required. It feels like you need to get those for something. It might be for an optional bit, but if I was FromSoft, I'd make that a requirement, because there's not much of the game that you're actually required to do. I've spent a lot longer playing through it than I could have, because I wanted to pick up everything, but you certainly don't need to do any of the dungeons if you don't want to. I'm back because my coffee's going to be delivered, which is very nice. So let's go and check out this lift, eh? I've got in before the message. Don't listen to Taz. He's trying to lead you astray. Oh yeah, I remember where I am now. Remember that one gets his coffee from the salt of his enemies. True. True. Lisa is presently hard. I keep doxing her. Too late now. Lisa is going to bring some up for me after she's harvested some souls, so we're looking good. I know there's a trap in here. I'm not going to fight him. In chat delays. Yeah, sorry for that. I mean, it probably is quicker than that on the actual stream itself, but it's not as quick as that on my side. Like, so other viewers would see that quicker than I do. Well, fortunately, he's as inaccurate as I am, or that would have been bad. Can I ask? Is that your question? I always find it weird when people say, "Can I ask a question?" Because that is a question. So evidently, yes. I can't. Can I get back up this way? I should be able to. Yeah. I think I came down this way before. Yeah, you can. How long did you guys date before you proposed? Remember, it was one before you became a couple. It was about 2.5, 3 years. And as I say, we lived together for quite a lot of that. So. Yeah, it was a fair old while. Oh, do I have to go up the stairs? Can I not sneak in round the old backside? Doesn't seem to be the case. Do they go here? Hoist medallion. Hoist it. Get it hoisted. Are they going to move? Are the statues going to move? That'd be cool. Oh, I love the Erd tree. I mean, you'd feel it's important if they've done a cutscene for it. Like, realistically, it was private, but it was because I'd waited. Well, I'd been looking at rings for ages, and then I'd asked her parents for their blessing, and then I showed them what I was gonna get, and then I got the ring ordered, and then by the time it came, I'd only had it in my possession a couple of hours, and she'd been out with her mates, and she'd come in, and like I was like chomping at the bit to propose because I just couldn't wait. And she was like, you know, doing bits and bobs because she'd just been out and wanted to get stuff sorted because it's the first time she'd been in all day. And then as soon as there was like a free moment, I proposed. Where are we now then? Oh, so that brings us here. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, I just got down on one knee in the house. But to be fair, she did say she preferred that way because she cried for about an hour with happiness. So yeah, she was kind of happy that it was that way. So like, what can I alter about these things? Oh, you can make them slightly lighter, is it? Oh shit, look at that. That really changes. So that one gets heavier. Not sadness, yeah. Not sadness. But yeah, maybe not an hour. That might be an exaggeration, but you know, just for a bit. Like I had planned that we'd go out and like we were going out for a meal because it was around Christmas. We were going out for a meal like the day later or so, like fairly soon after. And I was planning to do it while we were out, but I just like. I'm not one for like making like big public displays of affection. For me, it's like if you need somebody to witness it, then it's fair enough if that's the way you feel. But it makes me feel like it's less special because it's like I don't need somebody else to witness the love I have for my fiance for it to matter. It matters because that's the truth. Not to get all philosophical on you. So yeah, for me it was more the act of doing that and it being between us rather than it like involving anybody else. I get the feeling we're about to fight a big ass dragon because it's just giving us some dragon wound grease. We've got some trebuchets. And we've got some of those bastards. Trebuchet. Well, if we attack those guys first. Stand still, sir! Oh, the hornblower. Not gonna lie, public displays of confessions. I think you mean affection. I probably got auto-corrected for you there. Public displays of affection or asking anything is huge no-go for me. There. Thank you, my beauty. Coffee delivery. Or asking anything is a huge... I don't know what you mean by that. Mainly because that's a lot of peer pressure. I don't know what you mean by asking anything. Like, I assume you don't mean in context of, like, you just asking me that question. Not that not that being a hypocrite in that way is an issue. I just assume you would be as willing to answer that sort of question as I am. But, yeah, if that's not the case, not the end of the world. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. But yeah, there is a lot of pressure when it comes to things like that, because people who feel that they need to be witnessed for it to matter, which is really because of social media. Social media is designed to make people feel that way, because that is what propagates them continuing to use social media. The software developers behind things like Twitter and Facebook admit that, and they're ashamed that they did that, because they know that it affects human psychology. They were employed specifically to design something that would affect human psychology. And if you go and like look at those people now, none of them still work on it, because the majority of them are ashamed that they did so. But at the end of the day, they were paid to do it. I wouldn't blame them personally. They were told to do a job, and they were capable, and they did it. They weren't the one pulling the strings, so it is what it is. But point being, that sort of cycle of like being on social media, so you need to have people witness you to actually feel validated in what you're doing, then propagates that sense of peer pressure that like you then think that's the right way to be. So if somebody doesn't do that, you would almost not necessarily look down on them for it, but encourage them to be like that, because that's the way those people feel is the right way to be. And the point is, there's no right or wrong. Live your life the way you want to live it. I'm not saying people shouldn't use social media. It's just that things like Facebook and Twitter are explicitly designed to affect your psychology in that way. Public confessions and affections, like I've liked you for a long time. I say when there's dozens of people around watching me stand staring, will you go? Okay, yeah. I mean, I'd keep that sort of thing private. I mean, there's a time and a place where that might be required, and it might be that you're both comfortable with the people that you're around, and that's not like an imposition. If you would be willing to hear a no in that position and not be upset or react badly from a no, and you feel that person rejecting you, they wouldn't feel uncomfortable doing it, they can truly answer the question, then that's fair enough in my opinion. Like, if you're both going to be comfortable with that being the thing, then fair enough. But yeah, if either of you, if you think if I ask this and I get rejected, I'm not going to feel comfortable with that, then don't ask the question at that time. Wait until you're in a position where you would feel confident, which I believe is your point anyway. I don't think you need me to explain that. I think that was your point itself. So, like, we have been over there. Like, that's where What's-Her-Face was previous. So, like, I don't think this has really brought us anywhere new. I think it's just a way of accessing this area. I mean, we did get a sacred tear out of it, which is pretty awesome. I'd missed that previous, but don't think we're going to find a lot else new in this area. I was going to say, I don't know if they can shoot backwards, but it looks like they can. Doesn't really matter, though. Oh yeah, I forgot his horse has a separate health bar. Oh, you speary bastard. My brain is barely comprehending the amount of knowledge you're spitting under. Spitting bars! If only I had a sick beat, I could have dropped that on SoundCloud. And yeah, the area isn't something new based on the environment. We need new area! Yeah, we will do that soon. I'm just wanting to have a check what's here. Because this isn't something I've approached. Obviously, this is the same seal as the other side. But I don't know if this will do something different. Let's go and see what the finger lover likes. There's a clip of McConnell talking about this, which is really funny. One of Asmund's mates. And I mean, I'm not going to repeat what he says because it's very vulgar, but it is pretty hilarious. I mean, Asmund's gold reaction to it, just like turning it off, is probably the more hilarious part of it, arguably. So we'll just see where this takes us, because it'd probably take us all the way in, but it might not. It's just an alternate way to approach, I think. spitting hot fire bars. Yeah, I'm not a lyrical genius. I will say that much. Yeah, so that just takes us straight across. It's fine. I just wondered if it'd just take us to the other side of the door and whether there's an item there, but obviously not. It's like, it mentions there about rings. I take it they go on talismans, because that looks like a ring. Speaking of, I should probably take that off now, actually. That one's really weird. I don't really know what else. Let's put stamina recovery on, I suppose. MC Hiver, wiggity wiggity whack. Yeah, I think that would probably be the general consensus if I had a bash. I mean, I have like a decent understanding of music theory, so like in theory I could put something together, but it's just not like grime and rap really isn't something I'm that interested in. Don't get me wrong, you know, we all like Eminem, you can't not, but, and you know, I've got no against the likes of Stormzy or anything like that either, but it's just not really my vibe. But then not much is, to be honest. I've said this plenty of times, I'm not really into music, so not really gonna be my area. We'll just check what's over here, and then we're going to head to that new area. Slumbering egg. I see. What are you doing with the owls, sir? They're endangered, don't you know? Well, they are when I'm around. Because I chop they shit up. But as it goes, I suppose this is the only context I can use because it's the only time I've truly done it. When I used to DM for a group of people, it wasn't like D&D or anything. It was like a homebrewed game that I'd made. But in principle, it's basically Dungeons and Dragons. Like, you know, you'll understand what I mean if I say that. I think it was it was an orc. Yeah, I did a rap as an orc. And I still remember the words, but I ain't not doing it here. No chance, no how. Now don't ask. I'm not going to do it. But I'm just telling you that I did once. Although it was in, you know, a room of like 6 people that I already knew. It's not that I can't write bars. It's that they're more of a sort of comic scenario as opposed to more of a comic scenario as opposed to like a legit, you know, rap battle sort of scenario. Yeah, it was an orc. And I'm not even going to say any more about it. I was going to tell you some of the lyrics, but I'm not. Because they need to be performed. But it was a deep Cockney accent. Because orcs are generally poor. My beard looks really like wispy because I've just got out of the shower and not combed it or anything. When I got to the toilet, I'm going to sort that out. Maybe I'll just sit a bit further back. It's not as obvious, but yeah, it just looks really straggly. So we've been that way. We've been there, done that. Got the t-shirt. The name's Skin Killer, and I'm here to say is here to skin your face. I see. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. If you're interested in his name was Geezer Gutrip. There you go. But the Geezer bit was a nickname. It weren't christened Geezer. I suppose I've got to tell you the lyrics now because the first line explains that for you. And it's they call me Geezer because he's a real crowd pleaser, and I slipped up on that then. Yeah, gut rip's one word. Yeah, but the geezer you've spelled correctly, yeah. Geezer gut rip. They call me geezer because he's a real crowd pleaser. So there you go. I'm not doing the rest though. I'm not doing the rest. No chance, no how, no way. Not even for any sort of reward. But yeah, there was I don't know, I think there was like 32 bars or something. So there was, you know, there was a bit to it. There was a bit to it. And the point is, if I'd have cocked it up, it would have completely ruined the character. Because like that was the first that they'd met of him, so like it needed to be on. Because he was a bad guy, but they didn't end up going that way with it. They went a different way anyway, so it didn't matter. They didn't end up having to fight Geezer and his cronies. Oh, that's a big horse strike. Oh, you bastard! My poor horse. Resummon quickly. I hate that menu. Like, it should just use one. Like, if I want to resummon my horse, I know it costs me that. Like, you told me. So, just let me just resummon it immediately. I wonder if that's a setting. I wonder if it's like, give me a warning. Well, the fact that you're leaving it just, oh, sweet Jesus, is like, it's quite distressing. And sooner you either say that was shit or not. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, it was only for fun. I can't really remember the rest. I've got it written down somewhere on my iPad. But yeah, there's you know, a good little bit to it. A couple of verses. Give me your loot, tree man. He didn't have any loot. Didn't? Oh, he did. Some more tears. I can't quite understand the lore behind you getting the tears off them. I don't quite follow why that would be the case, but... Fire! Okay, so that's back towards that thing. 100 grand? Where did I get all those bloody souls from? Well, we're going to go spending soon. A couple of levels in FP. What's my FP at now? 68. Okay. Alright. Oh, that's just a stake for that. Fulge Bloom. Come on, Fulge. So yeah, come on, Taj. You'll have to let me know. Did you rate it? Are you going to be rushing out to buy the single, or? Just kidding. No, this looks like one of those puzzle towers. As it goes though, like, I thought about ages ago, like, should I really try and push the channel in that direction and, like, get people involved with, like, an interactive sort of roleplay type scenario, but just never got round to sort of doing it, because I don't know how I could. It'd be really hard doing it via chat. Have I got an easy way down here? Oh, yeah. Even the DLCs I'll buy just to hear see rhymes. Cheers, man. Appreciate that. That feels good now. It was feeling bad, man, but now it's feeling really good, man. So, it does have a seal, but it does not have an imp statue out. Oh, yeah, it literally does right there. So how would one activate it? Because one would need to activate it, I think. Let's just have a bit of a look around for the sorts of spots that the turtles are normally in. Maybe they're already spawned. Oh, I know what you do. I know what you do. Literally just like jump on the tower like that. Okay. No back entrance though. No. It depends on the game, don't it? Like for some games, it's not really applicable for interactivity with the audience. Oh no, but I meant literally like a, you know, a tabletop role-play game, like you know, play some D&D, but not D&D because I like to homebrew my own stuff. Len's Rise, big old Len. Like Bannerlord is perfect for that, but Elden Ring, Dark Souls find it difficult to imagine. Yeah, I'm with you. I meant. You also, you didn't read my rhymes as Geezer Gutrip. Yeah, I did. I read them as soon as you put them. The name's well, your skin killer one, yeah. Oh, bro, D&D, bro. But yeah, that's what I meant, as in like, because I really enjoy writing like homebrew stories, and I don't know where the line is though, because I tend to sort of borrow from Warhammer Fantasy quite heavily. And on one hand, doing that in somebody's living room or whatever, yeah, no harm done. But doing that on a YouTube channel, I'm not sure of the, you know, copyright. Because the bottom line is, I've paid a hell of a lot of money to Games Workshop, so, you know, I don't copyright their shit, I buy the stuff that I want. But on the other hand, like, if you're doing it then on a YouTube channel, it's below the sweet Jesus message. I will have to scroll up. I'll be pre-ordering it even. I can't see what you mean, other than the one where it's the name is Skin Killer. I'm here to say Skin Killer is here to skin your face. Which I'll give you a strong 7 out of 10 for that. Yeah, as I say, I kind of want to do it, but I don't know what the best way is, because like what's his name? I think it's like Arcadium or Arcadia or something like that. There's a guy like that which they've got like that is D&D, and like again I don't know I don't know how the copyright works with D&D as such, and like whether if you're allowed to sort of vaguely use like the races, character names, place names, things like that, and how much they've used. But I know there's a guy that does that sort of thing. And like does pretty well out of it, and you know, I'm not motivated by money for everything, but obviously it's something I enjoy doing, and if you could end up doing something like that as a job, then you're absolutely laughing, aren't you? Well, let's go and kill this Dark Knight. As I say, I can't say I'll ever definitely do it, but it is something I'm interested in doing. It's just one of them things, like how do I go about it? I mean, there are various bits of software that I know of that would make that a lot easier. But then it's like part of the fun for me, like with dice games and things like that, part of the fun's rolling your own dice. And like, obviously when you use like those software or there's some that are like browser based, which that could work, but like if somebody's watching on a mobile and they're getting involved, you know, they should have every right to. I don't think the device you're playing on should like rule you out, or the device you're watching on should rule you out. But like that wouldn't be possible then. So I don't really know how it would work to get it interactive with. Because like most of the time when you're watching stuff like that, they're not audience members. They're people that you have arranged to be involved, and the audience pretty much just watches and, you know, chips in with bits of, you know, their opinion here and there and stuff. They're not actually playing. Yeah, if you can get others interested, like Old Biscuit. Well, Old Biscuit was part of that. So Old Biscuit heard the original geezer gut rip man them ting. So if he was here today, he'd have been able to give you the old 10 out of 10, tell you how good it was. That you can make it work. I always vote for seduce the enemy first before killing them. Yeah, Biscuits is more the other way around. Biscuits is more like either rob them or kill them and ask questions later. But we had party members like that. That would be like, oh, can I try and caress them a little bit? Can I try and give them a little bit of a touchy feely? I'm like, well, you can try, roll for it. Nope, turns out you groped them heavily, and they did not like that. Take 1,000,000 damage, because they are very strong. Nah, I mean, that'd be a right cop-out, but do you know what I mean? But yeah, the way I like to do things like that is just all, like, whatever it is, if you're like, oh, I want to go and look for some narcotics, you know? Like, I'll be like, right, okay, well, if that's what you want to do, like, this is the skill for it, just roll for it, let's see what the crack is. And then, like, just go on the fly with that. Like, literally anything, you can do anything you want, and just try and design the skills around that, you know, like, so, like, have a skill cover as many possible things without it being, like, ridiculous. And you know, and if you want to pick something that's not really something I'd thought of in advance, just try and make it fit with one of the skills. Like, give me a reason why it would fit with, you know, say dexterity or whatever. And as long as you can make a good argument for why that's the case, then you're allowed to. Now, in theory, that is the way D&D works. It's just that the rules are already more officially laid out. But that's why I like homebrew stuff, because you can just crowbar stuff in and be like, yeah, of course, we're all having fun. Why not? Can be a bit contentious if you've got conflicting personalities. Like, you've got people that want to, like, seriously try and play and engage with a story, and others that want to just, like, take the piss. But, you know, it is what it is. How difficult is it to fill out a character sheet in D&D? Well, I've never actually played D&D. To fill out a character sheet in my games, like, you've got to think about it, yeah. It's like, you can't just, like, start without thinking. But generally with D&D, you'll have a whole session where you're planning out your characters, like, discussing with the GM what you want out of your character, you know? So you're like, yeah, I really want to play, like, an assassin sort of thing, like, where if I get up close and personal, I can really hurt people, but I'm not going to be in a stand-up fight against a warrior for very long. And I'm a kind of a tricksy person, you know. I want to like, sleight a hand and nick stuff where possible. Like, I haven't really got any morals. I'm kind of a person for hire, which is why I'm an assassin. And, you know, I've, like, not necessarily a great one, because you can't start out as being an OP superhero, you know. Generally with a campaign like that, you start off weak, and the idea is that by the end you feel good and feel strong. So, you know, your DM would, you know, help you with what skills you want to start with, and, you know, what's going to be the priority for you. Because again, like, the point is, like with Dark Souls in a way, and with Elden Ring obviously as a result, it's kind of like, to begin with, you're going to have to pick and choose what's going to work and what isn't. Like, with my character, I went strength and health. But later down the line, I was able to spec into endurance and get some heavy armor as well. So that was always something I wanted, but I couldn't have it right at the beginning. And that's the kind of way that I try and write stuff, and that's the way that most good tabletop games are designed, like D&D is. So, you know, you generally spend an hour or so, you know, depending who you are and you know, whether you've played that sort of game before. But generally, when you, like, if you watch anybody who plays D&D on, say, on YouTube or on Twitch, they generally have like an hour and a half at the beginning where they're all, like, just talking about the character and stuff. You know, ideally they'll have thought of a backstory and know why their character is motivated the way they are, and a bit of time to talk about that. But aside from that, you need to know the skills and the way they interact and make your character the way they are, and that takes a bit of time. This guy's way tougher than the previous ones. I'm not really giving him the benefit of the doubt here. I'm just kind of letting him do what it is. I have to ask how different. Oh right, sorry, you'd already asked But yeah, I mean, like once you know the skills, like it's not that hard. You just need to know how certain things interact, and then you decide what you put in points in. Want to make an ogre bard princess? That sounds juicy. Now, as it goes, when I make games, like I'm a bit of a stickler for like, look, this is the way things work. Like you can't be an ogre princess, because if that's the case, then everything else just doesn't have any gravity. You know what I mean? But that would be decided before you pick your character. You know, that'd be something you're told about, and then you go, right, well, I either want to play with that or I don't. But like, I try and make them kind of gritty, personally. Like, you know, gritty and difficult, and like, yes, you might die, but ultimately, there's mechanics involved. If you die, basically, you can just your party will meet a new character that is a better adventurer than your character was to begin with. So you basically get to carry on at the same level, but you're out for now. So that it's not like, right, well, see you, mate, you might as well go home because you're dead. But then that allows for the game to be made difficult. I will say, I mean, Peach isn't here, well, sorry, Biscuits isn't here, but he could attest to this. It was quite difficult. One of the players got killed. He wasn't really that happy about it, which I understand, because the thing that killed him, like, it was a 4-armed female cultist, and it was the most difficult thing in that session. And basically, it had a crit build. Like, it wasn't that strong on its own, and he was playing like a really heavy armored sort of warrior character, but we were still very early in the campaign, so like it wasn't that well armored or anything. And yeah, basically, I got to roll 4 dice against him, and I think I rolled 3 6s. And that, the way that crits work in that game is like effectively like an extra hit. It's like 6s explode, and the extra hits also landed. So the thing that should have only been able to do 4 attacks max, and realistically would have only taken him near death if they'd have all hit, got 7 attacks. They all hit, and some of them were extra damage, and they killed him in one. And at that point, like, there's like mutations and stuff. Biscuits was playing a wizard, and he kept rolling mutations because he wasn't a very good wizard. He kept mutating himself by accident. And oh, that was tight. I couldn't even get up, and his horse fucking charged me. Nah, damn it. Anyway, yeah, so he kept rolling mutations. So Biscuits was no use to anyone because he had squid legs. He didn't have legs anymore. He was a squid from the waist down. Well, yeah and no. I mean, it was kind of some of its parts. I mean, I think he actually. I mean, the guy I'm talking about had like locust legs. Everybody seemed to get mutated legs. There wasn't just leg mutations, but everybody seemed to get mutated legs. Like one of the choices presented to him was like they'd killed this boss. They were in like a ruin, and he had the choice to pick up a book that, if he'd had better perception, he would have seen it was made of like binded with human flesh. Like the leather cover was human leather, but they failed the perception on it, so they didn't know it was human leather, and then they decided to read it, and it sent them mad, basically, and they had another mutation for that, which I think that one ended up being a beneficial mutation. Like, they weren't all bad. A lot of them were good, and to be fair, the squid legs was technically a buff in a way, because you could never be knocked down, because you had suckers, you know, squid suckers. So, you know, in that regard, it was an upgrade. But it also slowed him down and meant that if a witch hunter seen him, they'd cut him in half straight away. And as it happened, they were about to meet a witch hunter shortly after that. But we stopped at that point, and then things got in the way, and then COVID, and never ended up finishing that campaign. But I really enjoyed doing it up to that point. I'm pretty sure the people involved did, but it's just like, it's a hassle trying to get people together like that, which is why I was thinking like, oh, you know, I could do it on the channel, and you know, people, you know, they're either online and they're there when they're supposed to be, or they're not, and we can, you know, maybe get somebody else in. But you know, I've just never got round to it because it's like I'd have to get some software involved, like Fantasy Grounds, or like there's a website Beach Biscuits. Well, I mean, I've doxed him up now. I might as well call it Beach. There's a website Beach was telling me about because he wanted to get back involved with it again. And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, if you get a party together, I'll do it. I enjoy doing it, but I just can't spend time managing. It's not fun trying to be like, oh, you free this day, you free that day, you free this day. Oh, brilliant. Cheers, mate. Mental and metal. Yeah, man, yeah, it's heavy duty. It's like, you know, if you think Elden Ring needs an easy mode, I am not the DM for you. Because, you ain't going to be getting an easy mode. That's all I can say. But on the other hand, when you win, you'd be like, we are absolute units. And the way to win is all you've got to do. All you've got to do. It's really, really easy. All you've got to do is keep rolling sixes. You know. I know that's much. Just roll sixes, and you'll always win. And don't roll any ones. Because if you roll any ones, you're gonna get fucked. But that's kind of the way it was. You know, if you keep rolling sixes, you're fine. And I mean, there's a million and one ways to do. You know, you can use D20s like D&D does. Personally, I find D20s to be a bit of a farce. Like, they're awkward to read and awkward to check, and I just don't find them particularly fun to manipulate a D20. Whereas D6 is really easy. But I also quite like a D100 system if you're using like a digital medium. You know, obviously rolling a D100 is a piss, but like digitally rolling a D100 is not a big deal at all. So like games like Rogue Trader really interest me, but I've never played Rogue Trader. But yeah, I'd really love to fully understand the way Rogue Trader plays and then play some Rogue Trader. I mean, thinking about it, I suppose, yeah, you're entitled to buy the rules and play Rogue Trader, and that's not like, oh, you bastard! Oh, I thought I'd gone over edge there. Give me the flask. Yeah, so yeah, I don't think there'd be any issue with it copyright-wise. Surely not. But yeah, I don't know. It's like when there's money involved, that's when the war starts getting muddy. But like, obviously there is money involved with YouTube, so. Well, I say that, like, generally speaking there is. There isn't for me, because my channel isn't monetized, but you never know. At one point we might be, and then at that point they could do me for copyright. And it actually might. But yeah, I am pretty heavy metal when it comes to being a DM. But, for fuck's sake, Black Knight, come on. Oh, for fuck's sake, that warning message, like, I get it. I know that I have to use a fucking flask to revive it. But I don't want to turn off, like, all warning messages in case there's an important one. But yeah, I'm heavy metal as shit. Oh yeah, I want to change my physic. What we got now? Explosion, FP consumption. That is immense. Against damage. Reduce a quick load. I like to break stance. Boost poise. Oh, with two of them. Although with the two of them. But yeah, so I might look into it in the future. Like as it goes, like obviously I choose to do all this. Like nobody knows me the time of day. But yeah, it's kind of hard to like find time to sort all that out while still trying to put content out and working a full-time job, like yeah, and having a family. You know, it's really hard to do it all. Like obviously, if you end up in the position where you've made good content, you get to the position where you can make it your job, then you've got the time to do that. So like maybe it'll happen in the future, but I just don't know. Yeah, so it seems like the new flask like gives me damage negation for a period of time, which is actually a lot stronger than the one here, I'd say. Depends how long for, but yeah, I mean actually it's not really that much damage negation, but it might keep you alive when you otherwise wouldn't be. But yeah, like I mean I've got like pages and pages of mutations on for that campaign. Like, and on the grounds that nobody might ever get mutated. Like, I spent hours making 100 different mutations that all have gameplay mechanics associated with them, or at least linked to them, that all like affect different stats, different appearance aspects. Like, you know, some mutations would be purely beneficial and not obvious to anybody else. Meaning that, you know, nobody's going to accuse you of being a mutant, so you're fine. And you just get the benefit, which is awesome. Whereas others are kind of like, they are strictly a benefit, but they're not like, they're not necessarily a benefit you'd want, like having an extra arm. Which is like handy, because you can use it, no pun intended, because there is a hand involved. But on the other hand, if anybody sees that extra arm, they are going to set you on fire. Well, I mean, I think you have to as the DM. I agree with you, but like, firstly, I just enjoy like fantasy fiction anyway. Like I listen to a lot of audiobooks, which is like part of the point. Like, I don't like music really, but it's because I actually spend my time listening to audiobooks, which is generally fantasy fiction, generally Warhammer 40k, but not entirely just that. So yeah, I enjoy that sort of thing a lot, and so, you know, writing a bit of my own. I know I'm never going to be a, you know, an award-winning author. I'm never going to be a George R.R. Martin, do you know what I mean? But, you know, if you can write a bit of something that impresses people just on an amateur level, then that's good enough for me. You know, it doesn't all have to be world-beating, millionaire-making ideas, just a bit of something. But in my opinion, if you don't commit to it, then that's not really going to be it ever. I wish you'd stop it with that attack, you big axe-wielding motherfucker. Oh, you bastard, out of nowhere. It's like you don't even really get a chance to fucking hit him while he's on the floor. I just feel like these bosses are really tight. Like, everything else, like, when you knock it off the horse, its horse is dead. Or, its horse health bar is part of its health bar. But, like, the fact that these guys can infinitely summon the horse, as far as I'm aware. I've at least seen them summon it twice, which would suggest to me they can do it as many times as they want. Because most of the NPCs only have one Estus flask, if they have one. Oh, that dodge. So we're back to no health now, so we've got to do it without any more issues. But yeah, it's kind of, well, it's an old adage, isn't it? If you're going to do something, do it right. Put your effort into it and it'll be done proper. Rather than just half-arse it and not really have a good product at the end. And the point is, I've still got it all, so, you know, I can always use it again, or, you know, make amendments to it and use it in a different way. Like, it's not wasted effort. Because I enjoy doing it, and I could still use it again if I wanted to. And now, like, at the time, I didn't have my own house. Like, we were living with my fiance's parents. So, like, obviously, you can't just, like, invite people over. That's, like, not really appropriate. But now we've got my own house, or our own house. Like, I could actually have it here, but again, as I say, it's just hard to find time to get everybody together and stuff. I better get a good amount of salt. 42,000. Okay, I'll let them off. I'll let them off because that's a good amount of souls for that. It's not going to be enough for a level up, but it's fine. Right, I'm going to quickly just go to the toilet and I want to comb my beard because it looks really straggly. As far as it goes, though, my brother, Under doesn't have a real beard, guys. He wears it on for clout. Yeah, it's all for clout. It still looks wispy, kind of, but it's because I've blow-dried it. It's a magnificent wig, only 10 quid from the thrift shop. 10 quid off the thrift shop. That's proper northern. Good effort there, Taz. That's quality, mate. So yeah, point being, there is a way I could do it on stream with like visual cues, which would just be tabletop sim. So I'll speak to old Biscotti, and I'll see if maybe Ty. Oh shit! I'll see if maybe Ty would be interested, and see if maybe I can get anybody else involved, and I could do a bit of a tabletop sim one on stream, just as like a pilot, just to see how it goes, and then we'll go from there. So keep your eyes peeled, my man. I'll give you a shout. But out of curiosity, just because I have to know these things in advance, or I can't plan it. Like it'd just be a one-off thing. Like it wouldn't be a campaign. It'd just be like a one-off story. You know, like you'll have some directions you could go in, and possible bosses if you'd like that you can fight, which you wouldn't know yourself at the time. You would have to ask questions and hear the answers and work it out from there. But with tabletop sim, at least you can actually see the lay of the land, which I think something like that in 3D is a lot better than say, fucking hell, how many of these poison bombs have they laid out? Oh right, you can see them on the ground actually. Okay, I've worked it out, I've sussed it. But so it'd just be a one-off thing. You haven't got to worry about like character development later down the line. But if you could play as any sort of class from any sort of game, not being daft, because like I say, ogre bard princesses aren't a thing, and if you want to play as a bard, all you can do is play music. There's no magic in bards as far as I'm concerned. Obviously there is in D&D, but you won't be playing D&D, you'll be playing my game, alright? So if you want to deal damage, you've got to have a big fuck-off sword or something, do you know what I mean? You can't... I mean, you could hit them with a guitar, but playing music ain't gonna deal damage, you know what I mean? It might boost the morale of your allies. Hey there, what? Nice time to jump in the stream there. I mean, this question can be aimed at you as well, but good to see you, what? If you could play as any sort of character archetype in a sort of tabletop roleplay sort of type game, what would you pick? Out of curiosity. And again, just in case you've only just caught the conversation, what? Try and keep it grounded. You know, bards aren't magic. Bards do music. That is what a bard does. Whereas a wizards do magic, believe it or not. So you can have a wizard. I mean, I don't know how old Ty is, but I mean, I don't bring mature themes into it, so you don't have to worry about that. I mean, mature in terms of violence, but not mature in terms of adult-only content, because that's not the vibe that I go with. So yeah, there wouldn't be any issue there. And I assume you're saying true to bards don't do magic, or wizards do magic, to that one. But yeah, question being, you know, what would be the archetype you'd go for in a sort of a tabletop RPG that's not as high fantasy as D&D, where every sort of class can do magic stuff, because that isn't the vibe I go for. What would be your vibe? Just wanted to keep it safe for us, for all of us. Fair enough. Oh, he's not even bothered about attacking me. Oh, okay, we're up at this now. I've already got the. Yeah. Go on then. Let me know. Okay, no, he does want to fight. Yeah, it's hardcore. Oh, savage! Savage God. An orcish or human monk. Okay, monk. Yeah, can work with monk. As it goes, like I tend to view orcs as an enemy race rather than a race you can play as. Obviously, they're not always. You know, half orcs are a very common thing in D&D, as are sort of demonic races like tieflings and things. My point is that like you write yourself into a corner with that. It's like, well, demons aren't inherently enemies then, you know? So you end up in a position where it's like getting slapped for, you know, you say, oh, well, I want to try and talk to this demon because I'm half demon, so it might make sense. If the story is written in such a way that, no, this demon ain't friendly, this demon's going to rip your head off if you give it half a chance, that suddenly makes that a punishment, because it's like, well, I would have expected I could talk to it because I'm half demon. Same with orcs. Lark bone snatcher an enemy. Nice. Love snatching them bones. Let's see what he'll give me. He loves that root.
Straight the death ring.
Beast roar. Is that it? 3 beast roots and you gave me one thing, you cheating cheapskate. I don't even think that's a boss. They're just like a hard enemy. What about yourself? What? If you're interested in weighing in on the conversation, you don't feel like you have to, but you are more than welcome to. What would be your sort of character of choice? So, like, in the meantime, so just to sort of bounce the idea around, the way I'd think about a monk would be an unarmed sort of character. In fairness, I have actually got, like, stats and abilities for a monk class. So, like, I could literally get my iPad out and just explain what I've already written for a monk. But the premise would be that they get benefits for having not used a weapon. So obviously weapons, you know, hitting somebody with a sword is going to deal more damage than if I hit somebody with my bare fist, because not only is the sword a piece of metal, which is heavier than my fist, but it's also got additional range and leverage, you know, so I can do things with a sword that I can't with my bare hand. It's also true that you can do things with your bare hand you can't do with a sword, you know, like you can grapple. Or a skilled swordsman would be able to grapple, essentially, with a blade. you know, locking the blade edge against the enemy blade edge gives you a certain amount of grip that you can then use to not necessarily grapple. That's not necessarily the right word. But you can effectively control your opponent with it. So yeah, the monk, from what I remember, has like a lot of status-based abilities related to the fact that they're not using a weapon and not using any armor. So, like, because they're not using armor, they will generally take more damage, but this ability allows them to have a better dodge chance, for example. So, like, there's more chance that they don't get hit at all, but if they get hit with the full damage. They're not, you know, they're in a row. But that also means that in context of a long-term campaign, when they have acquired money or whatever resource, they're not going to be trading that for weapons. They're going to be trading that for other resources, let's say like key items that the party are supposed to buy together. The monk could go, well, I'll carry the team on that one because I don't need to, you know, I don't need to buy a new sword. You guys want to buy a new weapon, so I'll spend my spare cash on the item that seems like we need to buy. Shit! What the fuck? Oh, he didn't like the fact that okay. Well, that really scared me. We should probably click that. He's using his powers on me. I want to go and get my souls back, please, Gronk. Because I have quite a many of them. Fortunately, I can block his stone dagger quite well with my shield. Oh, not the shockwave though. Interesting. Okay. So I'm guessing the point was we were supposed to find them, and then when I fed him the last few, he's now gone mad. Possibly. I like monks who are able to use magic, like healing or physical augmentation, laser beams out of the boat. Well, that's not a monk, though. That's a wizard. Now, again, I appreciate where you're coming from. In a lot of other, you know, D&D and shit, like, basically any class can use magic if you want. Now, it is, like, I generally write it in such a way that you can end up starting as one thing and then pivot into something else. So, like, the way that would work is... there are colleges around the world that will train you in a specific college of magic. So if you wanted to be a monk that learned how to use fire magic, then you would have to go to an area where that college exists and they can train you how to do it. But you're not going to get that just by being a monk. So that would be something you would sort of essentially put time and effort into doing. But the party might not want to go that way, so then you'll have to, you know, you'll have to sort it out. But if I do end up doing like a test situation, all right, he's calmed down. If I do that, that's not going to be in like a pilot episode. That's the sort of thing you'd have in a campaign, not just like a one-off. So again, bear in mind. You don't have to say the word that the class is that you want to use, like the word monk. But if you want to be able to do laser beams, that's not a monk, in my opinion.
So please, put it away. I won't forget mine. So please, put it away. I won't forget mine. So please.
No, I'm gonna kill you, mate. I don't give a shit. I don't need your beast spells. Gronk. Fair enough. But in all said and done, though, if you want to be able to fire laser beams, that's not unreasonable. It's just not a monk, in my opinion. Yeah, this boss is kind of hard. Okay. Trixie. It's annoying that that'll count as me taking damage because it get like my shield isn't 100% against everything. It's just against physical. Yeah, I mean this is going to be a tough fight. Oh, what a bastard! It's like it's mainly what? My shield was up, you cheating bastard! Come on, brother. Can only heal for so long, can't I? Oh, don't die without picking these up. Oh, put my axe away. Whoa, that deals so much damage when it hits me. Really strong. I'm just used to the monks having minor magic that mostly deals healing or augmentation due to energy control and such, but I get it, monks are the real. Yeah, it's like, I get it, I do understand where you're coming from. Like, it's arbitrary, but it's because that's what defines other classes. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you want to be able to heal people, then you're not going to be, like, the hand-to-hand master that a monk is. And it's so that all the classes have an identity rather than it being like...
I shall feed me.
Stone of Ground. Okay. So he's calmed down now.
I shall feed me.
Try pickle but off a hole. I see. I don't know whether I'm supposed to kill that guy, but like there's a thing pointing that way. But maybe that's like telling me over there. I mean, I've killed the dude that's in this area, so maybe not. But I don't know what would be. It adds a level of distinction, makes each race class unique. That's what makes me excited. Yeah, that's kind of the point. As I say, it's different to other stuff because I've written it differently. Like, you know, if you want to play D&D, D&D exists. You know, you don't have to play a different game. You can play that. But if you aren't playing that, then it's going to be different to that. Is the point? Oh, nice, early stagger. You're joking. That was a mistake. Never. Iframes, please. Just like some bosses, just shields are not going to help you that much. This seems like seems like dodging's a better shot. That attack though, that was brutal. I like his knife skills though. He knows what he's doing with it. Ah, sneaky. Spinning backslash. Not a lot of time for that. Oh, come on. No, I didn't hit him. Oh, bastard! I weren't paying attention to the attack there. That was my fault. Any more stuns, please? Oh, I meant to do another jumping attack, but I got stuck in the regular one. I'd have been better with the regular then. I didn't realise. Thought I'd get two. But yeah, so rather than talk in terms of actually picking a name of a class then. So, you know, would you want to be somebody that can do healing but also is capable of doing damage in melee? Or are there other factors that are important? Because again, bear in mind, it's kind of like a Warhammer setting rather than D&D setting. So only because I'm more familiar with like races and things in that, and I like the lore. Is the point, you know? So that would be like a Jade wizard can do like healing magic, and then you would just not spec as hard into the like being all wizard. You can then spec a bit into fighting skills. And then you can do a bit of both. Or there is like a cleric class which isn't the same as the Jade Wizard. They do other stuff. But they have more like augmentations of faith as opposed to just healing spells. You know. So that thing is a thing. It's not called a monk as far as I'm using. Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. Interesting. Oh, so that is... Oh, they go up to fucking 25! What? What? I think I still need more 6s at the minute, don't I? I think I do. I want to be Shang-Chi, the Bruce Lee, the Jackie Chan of the world. The Bruce Lee, the Jackie Chan of the world. I don't quite follow, okay. While IRL is barely surviving university. Yeah, I mean, I'm no mastermind. You know, I can pretend to be when I'm writing some stories, but I'm not.
Well, I took you no matter if they out your arms.
See, I need more 6s. And 3s. He doesn't sell me anything. Shame. Okay, so I need to know how to get over yonder. Oh, the rolled route. Okay, so that's where I need to go, by the looks. Okay then. So let's just try and get a butcher's at where that would be. So yeah, that would be down and around that way, wouldn't it? I like their little plaintive horns. So if we can get down to ground level again, there should be a gate that way then. Unless, oh no, is that? Yeah, that might be that. I really don't understand where I'm supposed to go. It's probably pretty three-head of me to not notice. Yeah, because that takes me around there. Oh no, so yeah, that is the Elden throne over that way, so... I want to be going that way. Okay, can't use my horse. You can fuck off, Silver Knight. I'm not interested. This gate? Oh, that was an enemy attack. Those little weebles with the bubble gun. They do that. So this we've been past this way before. So yeah, I'm just gonna run to the top of the stairs. I'm not gonna fight these guys. I can't be bothered. Because presumably this is the way it's telling me to go then. Let us be here. Yes. Yeah, I like this area in terms of the architecture and stuff. It's just really confusing to work out where you're going, especially when you're not allowed to look at the map. It's got to be this bit, hasn't it? Or unless, is this... Come on, I'm not in danger. Okay, no, this is the right way then. Oh, okay, so this is how I carry on, I think. Still not allowed to use my fucking horse. Yeah, so I think we came up here and we're like, okay, this is leaving, so let's go back. It's a bit tight, isn't it? He's allowed a horse, but I'm not. What's that about? It's not like there's not enough room for it. Oh shit, I didn't realise I could do specials on them like that when they're on the ground. Nice. Beautiful. Or like, maybe this wasn't fully open. What? As if he just did a dodge roll. And I went very high pitch as a result. Oh shit. Ow, brother. Okay, worth it. So yeah, anyway, the reason I ask is because like I'll need, as I say, it won't be a campaign, so there isn't going to be like a sitting down for an hour and like, you know, planning out the characters and stuff. You just kind of get what you're given. You've got the skills I tell you you've got, and then you just play that as that. You know, there aren't really going to be any levels or as in like level up. You know, there aren't going to be anything like progression-wise in that regard because it just simply isn't required. It's like, where the fuck does this take me then? was hoping it'd take me up and then it'd be just that. So evidently this is where we go for the last dude. Grand Lift of Rolled. I'm getting the feeling that this is an optional boss. And maybe not actually, no. Maybe that is the last area, because I try and avoid it, but I seen Asman had put a video up about there being there's a death bird in that area that's more difficult than the others apparently, but I don't know. I don't know if it's that much more difficult. I don't think it seems as hard as some of the other bosses, but certain builds are going to find it easier than others. So I want to check what's over here first, because I mean that obviously only leads as far as that tower, so you never know, we might get a seed or something from it. Or we might head into the darkness. Fell twins. Yeah, that was a bad attack. That. It's weird they've not given them different names when they're so clearly different. Like one of them can breathe fire and has got a sword, and this guy's got a big axe. But hey, I'm not complaining that they're this one's easier than the other one. This arena is also really easy because it seems like I've got an infinite space to keep moving back. But it is a forcible 2 against 1, so I understand why they kind of made it that bit easier with that. Okay, counted. Thought I was out of range there. I don't know who he's locking onto. Okay, belly bounce. Belly bounce with added fire. Nice. Definitely. Give you a few normal attacks, I think, there, while you're stunned. Oh, nice. They remind me of frogs. I can kind of see it, like proportion-wise, they're kind of like mainly body. If I can stop him doing that fire attack, I'm winning. Because the only attack I don't seem to be able to stun him on is the grab. Didn't expect I'd get the magnetic backstab there, that was pretty good. Look at his little pants. He's got like a little set of brown briefs on. Bless him. Like a tanga brief for ladies. First try, twins. Why don't you shit off, eh? Omen Killer Rollo. Nice. Let's have a look at that one. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not allowed to. I wish I had more time today, to be honest, because I reckon we are very close. Yeah, 113. So that's like the most expensive one I've got so far. I still haven't sussed out how to climb that tower early on. Like, I don't know what I need. Like, I've even tried firing the arrows that say they are a key at it. So, just in case. That didn't work. wonder if we'll end up with a boss fight after a boss fight. Seems like the walls do carry on round, actually. Maybe this is another lift down. If it is, I'll take this one, but... yeah, I have been saying it, yeah. Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, what I've been doing for the last 2 streams is entirely optional content. Like, you don't have to do it. So, I am still technically correct, but I've just been wasting my time. Like, I'm geographically close as opposed to chronologically close. Oh shit, so that's that. Okay, so I've just ran across the bridge backwards. Evidently I ended up backwards rolling to victory because there's the tower. Idiota. Yeah, it spawned me at the other side of the bridge. What an idiot. Okay, well, let's go back and try again. I was like, oh yeah, there's that grace point he just gave us, and it hadn't given us one already. Only Siths deal with technicalities. Is that so? I mean, I feel like technicians probably deal with technicalities quite a lot. So are you of the impression that there is a definitive line between good and evil, rather than degrees? I suppose it depends entirely on whether you just quoted that because I used the word technically, or whether that is a belief you share. But I imagine you were just quoting it. I'm gonna keep putting points in FP. I don't even use it, but I'm gonna put a few more in there. Tower of East Altus. Let's see. Well, what is in this divine tower? I'm hoping it's a... Yeah, it's got to be another rune thing. I just wanted to quote it. Yeah, that's fair enough. I'm with you. Oh, I let my coffee go cold again. I feel terrible asking for that and then not drinking it. One of the few definitive goods in this world is compassion. Yeah, I'm with you there. Yeah. And by extension, tolerance, because I would argue that tolerance is essentially an extension of compassion. And one of the definitive evils are abuse of all kinds. True. Boo. You asked for coffee and didn't drink it. Boo. Yeah, true. Absolute bastard. Morgoth's Great Rune. Let's see what that does. Because the one we've got at the minute is just an all stats buff, which is fine, but it's very vanilla. Greatly raises max HP. Yeah, I'll take that every day of the week. Because that's the stat that I need upgrading. Right, sweet. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly nip to the toilet and then we'll carry on. We'll go till at least 2 PM, so another 40 minutes. Also, I'm nipping down thrift shop later if anybody needs any beards buying. Moses Matter, hey there, nice to see you. Sorry you dropped in while I was away in the toilet, but I'm back now. Matter in Tagalong means eyes. Is Tagalong a language? Tagalog. Oh, yeah. I read Tagalong as in like, oh, can I tag along with you? In Tagalog means Moses' eye. I need a favor from anyone that plays Elden Ring and is on right now. Well, I am here and I am playing Elden Ring right now. So if I am able, I will provide said favor. Depends what it is, but I'll do my best. It's just I imagine there have been requests started that way that did not end related to the game. So I'm not going to promise I can help, but I'll hear you out and I'll help if it's appropriate too. Yeah, is Tagalog a language then? I assume so. I mean, Tagalong is a word, and it's only one extra letter. It's not like it's a completely different word. Can you drop me a giant crusher hammer? Let's have a look. If I've got one, I'm not going to be using it. I don't know if I have one. I don't believe I have one. I do not think I have one, I'm afraid. I have sold some weapons, but I haven't sold many. Yeah, the only big hammer I've got is that one, which is different, I'm afraid. I've got a dragon great claw. I've got a troll hammer. But I have not got the giant crusher hammer, I'm afraid. Yeah, I gather you probably had one. It's at the Phantom Tree Grace. I mean, I don't know where that is on the map. Like, if it's in a bit of a map, the map that I've discovered, then possibly. If it's, I know that I happen to know there is a big giant over here. So if it's in this section, then if I can get to it in the next 40 minutes, then you can have it. Are you playing on PC? Because I am on PC and I don't know about any sort of cross things, cross play. So it would have to be on PC for me to do that, but I would be willing to because I don't plan to use the hammer on this character, so it's not worth anything to me. I'd quite happily give it you. I mean, this kind of looks like an area that there would be a phantom tree. I really don't want to search every point to see which one's. Oh, that one, outer wall phantom tree. Phantom Tree Grace. Tagalog is a dialect of language called Filipino. Yeah. It's most often used. It's the most often used dialect. Often gets confused with the official language. I see. Yeah, you on about this one? Because if you're on about, okay, you're on about that one. Okay. Let's have a look. I know you're on PC. Yeah, I take it you are because I've said I'm on PC. Let's have a look. So. Wo ist das chest? Well, I don't normally ask for spoilers or anything, but I weren't going to look around this area for it anyway. So if you let me know where it is, I will go and get it, and I will see if I can drop it for you. Is that just? I assume just go to weapons and drop, is it? South. Okay. Let's go then. I think I had a look around this area, but I didn't really spend much time here. I'm sure there are plenty of items I've not found. Look at you. Is this just one of them bosses, but not a boss? Well, it's not very difficult. If it's already at half health, it's not as hard as the boss version that we fought last stream. Oh, I thought I'd jump it. My horse got hit. I mean, I'm going to kill this just in case this drops it, but I imagine it probably is. Because it's not going to happen. But they're not always as accurate as that. Yeah, I'm just gonna chop into it here. There she blows. Oh, golden seed though. I mean, I'm glad I did that. I don't think I need many more. What is it? Am I pronouncing it wrong anyway? Should it not be pronounced Tagalog? Most memorable butchering of a word I've ever heard. So, like, is it up there? I mean, I feel like there might be a chest up there. Is it Tagalog on the cart? What, this cart? Oh, like that. Oh shit! I didn't. Do they all have chests? I haven't found those before. Tagalog. You say, oh, right, okay, so it's Tagalog. You say it in one straight word with no pause. Well, I mean, in my defense, it was written as one word without a pause. So I mean. Oh, right, shit. Are any of the other ones particularly good? Because I have never opened them. I didn't realize they had a fucking chest in them. If I had text to voice, that would have explained it better. Fair. So yeah, can I even summon you here? I can tell you that much. Yeah, that's a good one, Taz. Right, where do you want me to meet you, Moses? I'm quite happy to give you the hammer. Like, I don't know if I can summon you here even. And I haven't got any dungeons that I haven't done. But if you've got a dungeon you haven't done, I can put a sign down there. And I know that'll work. But I don't know of anywhere in the open world that I could specifically summon you. I suppose there isn't really a boss in this area as such, is there? So maybe it'd work. Well, thank you for the tip though, Moses, because I've probably missed out on a few weapons there. Let's have a butcher's at it. Colossal weapon. 60 strength. Yeah, I've seen a few people using that one. I mean, I can use it if I dual wield it. Three-hit combo. Oh yeah, it's got the Arturia slam. Nice. The physics of that are ridiculous. Like, you would never, even if you were like really strong, like with your own body weight, like say like a pole dancer is, like they can like get into those positions. Like, even if you had that level of full body strength, there's no way that you weigh less than that hammer. No way. I mean, what even is the what even does the dual wielding look like with these sorts of weapons? What weight class is it in? Yeah, not my vibe. Maybe in a future run. So yeah, I'm hanging around, Moses. Need to know where to meet you to leave it for you, I'm afraid. I'm gonna carry on with where I was for the meantime, because I'll not be on that much longer. But I will keep hold of it for you either way. That's the tower, isn't it? Yeah. Yep. Wonder if he's nipped away to log in and get himself ready to be summoned. Yeah, personally, I like having the great shield. Like, it's easy enough to get used to dodging the bosses, so I can see the merit of a dual wield heavy build, but it's not my favourite way of playing. I have seen somebody dual wielding those big hammers though, the red ones. So presumably somebody dropped the other hammer for them. Really, I didn't have enough poise while I was in a charge attack. What do you want? I always feel like with the strength weapons that late in the game, like unless you rush to it, which you probably can, like unless you rush to it, you're going to end up upgrading a different weapon, and then by the time you start using that, you're going to not have enough resources. Like you could definitely get it up to like +3 or 4 without much issue, but beyond that might be, because I mean I've only upgraded a battle axe and a longbow. Like that one doesn't count because that's separate, and you know I can't upgrade the longbow any further with what I've got. Wait a minute, did I just see some loot there? Nice. Official's attire. Blade of Calling. It's like a dagger. Holy dagger. Oh. Well, seems Moses is gone. I don't know if he's ended up finding the hammer off somebody else, which fair enough. I can't help you if I don't know where to go to meet you. But yeah, as if I've completely missed the whole way through that there's a thing in those. Like I do want to just go back to the very first one and just check what's in that, because like I crawled all over that one and never saw that there was a fucking box in it. So there's 2 here. Let's see if they've got something. So be on that side with it. Right, lit. I mean, I suppose I should have noticed. It does look like a chest, to be fair. Well, okay. Probably wouldn't have been bothered about that early on. I'm not going to go around and check them all. I'm just going to do the first few. I'll get the rest on the next playthrough. So that's where a lot of people got that longsword greatsword at the beginning, and I not found a greatsword at all. Cool. Well, we'll go back here. Well, if Moses is back within the next half hour or so, I'm quite happy to give him that hammer, but can't really be staying online much longer than that. Okay, so we've got a... Okay, that's the thing still. So we've got a stake there for summoning, so that would suggest there are bosses afoot, maybe. Very gloomy. I mean, they don't need the smoke bombs in this area, do they? Well, let's go back to my spot and find nighttime. I say find nighttime, I meant try nighttime. Probably going to be another one of those black nights in it, but... Well, I mean, at least it's not any darker. Probably use a fire coating on it this time. Yep. Well, we saw what Emil made of this last time, and we're in a really cramped space over there. Has he killed himself? He's gonna though, isn't he? Oh, what a bastard! He can jump back up like that. I should have stood over here. My poor horse. What a bastard. I might just try fighting him. But maybe not like that. Never. I was blocking. What you on about, mate? What you on about, you hit me? Come on then. Swing it. Yeah, it's very possible that these guys are easier on foot if you actually. Because at least you can use it. Never been. Yeah, I knew I was out of range there. Much longer weapon needed. Come on then, Knight. Come on then. I mean, I'd say we're doing a better job than we were on the horse last time. Just, generally, if they see a horse, use the horse, but probably not the case against these guys. Oh, so it seems he's less likely to get on his horse if you're not on one. Maybe. Maybe it was just because I was presenting him a target to attack, so he was doing that instead. Come on, Knight Rider, go for it. Never been. Oh, healed at the wrong moment. What a dickhead. What a dickhead. Oh well. I think we'll probably get that halberd off him this time. I've seen people using that halberd late in the game, so I reckon you probably get it from him. But that was so annoying. Because like they're not even that difficult, they're just awkward. Because they just move about a lot. Oh, what a dick. And again. Like, how do you conscience that hit me, mate? It didn't. I mean, that hit you though, didn't it? Got your back. Come on, go for it. Jump off there. Go for it. It's good. It's good. Come on. Go for it. Come. Jump this way. Well, if I have to cheese you, I'll do it. He was effectively cheesing me, so... I think I'm probably better aiming myself. Well, this is going to take a moment or two. I mean, it's not my fault he got stuck down there, is it, really? I have engineered the scenario to an extent, but not massively. There isn't really something that improves your bow damage as such, I don't think. I mean, bow damage is already fine as it is. I don't think it needs any buffs or anything, but I just mean talisman-wise. I don't really think there's anything that makes any difference for that. Good effort, mate. Keep trying. Yeah, you can 3-point turn it out of there. You'll get it out of there eventually. You can land a bus in that space. Or land a plane. Get a bus or land a plane, one of the two. Combine them. It's not quite long enough, mate. Not quite long enough. Nearly there, but not quite. I mean, it's a good job I had full arrows, isn't it? Because he does take a few. Not pinecone, a pin cushion. Still a P to the kids, eh? Whichever way you want to look at it. Well, I kind of feel like I've let Moses down, but I mean, I went and got the hammer for him. Now Barrow's going mental. Oh no, just got Phantom Slash. Okay, interesting. Ooh, that was nearly very dangerous. I got poisoned, but we're okay. Okay, well. I've got the right weapon out. Got no idea where I'm going. Okay, we are heading towards the right way. The map's up there. Okay. Once we've got that, we'll be feeling a bit better about ourselves. Ooh, another seed. Thank you. I think we only need one more. I think that's just the cerulean flasks. Why are you in the tree, bro? What are you doing up trees? So I mean, there probably is other bits and bobs on here, but we'll worry about that later. Black Lady Kindred. Yeah, I'm not fighting you. No chance. I'm not interested. Those guys are the worst. They are the worst enemy. Yeah, it's alright, mate. I'm just gonna sit at this grace point. Don't you worry about it. I'm just going to chill out here if that's okay. Cheers, Paul. There we go. Loving it. Suppose I could use my shield bash a little bit more.
Your turn back head lies on the way forward. Hear me. Doing so will unbind. Who would most certain?
So this is where the fire giant is, which I have seen people do a bit of. I'm not familiar with the fight myself, but the Grand Lift of Rold. So can I hoist the medallion? What did that other lift do? Oh yeah, it just took me to another bit, didn't it? So let's see where this takes us. It's a different colour. So evidently it is a required item. But then maybe you don't need to actually pull the lift. Because there's another way to get to that bit you get to anyway. So, oh, but this goes up. So it's possible you can't get up without it. Tagalog. That one was for you, Ty. Sorry, for you, Taz. Misspoke there. Possibly Ty as well, though. Not sure. Not sure of his lingual variability. Not sure what else he does or does not speak. So we're up on top of a mountain now by the looks. Fire blossom. Yeah, I do think I was supposed to come up here, which makes those two bits required items. But again, yeah, well, the fact that the map's up here makes me think that that is. Yeah, so I think I have pretty much covered what I could cover there. Maybe there's an item down there that I didn't get as a result, but besides the odd item, I don't think it matters. Ah, matey boy with the samurai sword and the bell head is here. I remember him from the beginning.
Finally, the tarnished. Oh my, I fear that you were previously.
Why the long
acquainted
face?
with
It's
this
just my
vessel.
helmet.
Well, that is as for his flesh. He gave it to me.
Shabriri.
Shabriri, I hope you can make your peace. You were about to sacrifice the life of a fair maiden that you would toss into the fiery forge, only so that you may be Lord. What a horrible thing to ponder, your ascendancy. But how would the Lord, crowned so, spare the poor girl? If you are prepared to show and attain lordship through right, then heed the words of I. Descend into the depths far below the earth tree. Seek audience with the three fingers and the flame. If you inherit the flame of frenzy, your flesh will serve as kindling, and the girl setting you on the path of the Lord of Chaos. Burn the earth and incinerate all. May chaos.
He's just a fruitcake, mate. You just want to fucking watch the world burn. Don't come at me and tell me I'm burning a maiden for the wrong reasons, mate. You're a twat. You want to burn everything. Fucking hell. One woman's better than everything, isn't it? Depends which side of the aisle you're on, I suppose. If you're the woman, then maybe you not see it that way. These were boss earlier on. I like that music. I don't mind him, but he's a bit like fervent, isn't he? He's a bit full on. Reckons just because he knows the score that we should all be doing what he says. Well, I tell you this now, mate. I'm burning the fucking maiden. So, he speaks like he's dead. I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm not necessarily. Well, I mean, I suppose not everybody that's deaf speaks the same way. I kind of get your point, but yeah, not to the extent that it's sometimes shown in things like teleprograms and whatnot. Come at me then, missus. There you go. And she goes. What's with the spectral animals? Can I still get beast bones out of them, or can I not even kill them? No, I can't even target him. Shabriri! Well, I'm not going to fight all of them. There's not really that much point. Ice Storm? Nah. Zama Ice Butterfly. Oh no, they were nascent butterflies. Never mind. Jump down here for a bit of cheeky loot there. No, I don't think less of you. I don't think less of you. Okay, so that's another thing from the lady with the 2 heads. I don't know how many of those I'm supposed to have found, but I've only found 3. And she doesn't seem to sell much better stuff. But we'll go and check it once I get to the next checkpoint. Rhyme drawer or rhyme drawer. I am rhymed. Don't run away, you cretin. Okay, that was worth it. Yeah, I quite like the area. I feel pretty good about it. Okay, so we found a dungeon here. I'm not going to be doing that right now. Yeah, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? Pretty suitable. Oh shit! Don't run off the edge. So where's she telling me? Okay. Yeah, it's a nice place to round off the game. Feels very chill. No pun intended. Got some big old birds of prey there. So I might just check and see if the doors around here maybe somewhere. Snowbird. Yep, left the snowbirds. Dog ahead. Yeah, I don't think so. Doesn't look like it, does it? Maybe the dungeon is... Oh. More? Oh, no, it's there. Yeah, I think I might do the... Oh, did you like that? Pretty chill. Oh, right, it was the falling. Okay. Well. The beast eye quills. I'll see. Does it now? Sod it. Let's just finish on this. We'll do the next one next stream. I reckon we might finish the game next stream. If not the one after. Unable. Yeah, we'll go a little bit longer. Well, I mean, I've only got one more Elden Lord to kill, I think, and then there's probably a final boss. So, like, I'm sure I could carry on for another 15 hours if I went around trying to find every item. But I don't want to miss stuff deliberately, but I'm not going to try and get everything. there's no real need to it. Well, see if we can carry on then. Alright, that's a sneaky throwing knife, isn't it? Battle Axe does feel really strong in this game, though, I've got to say. As strong as it had. I'll be there to hear you say that again. Probably. That is certainly possible. If not a strong chance of accurate. Hell of an elevator right there. Down ahead. I mean, I'm guessing they would prefer to go straight through the door, but, you know. I'll be able to do it in one, I'm sure. These generally aren't that hard boss.
Hey! Hey!
Nice.
You're beautiful.
I haven't used that one before. Must have heard it. No, that was a mistake. Wow, give me like Super Mario uppercut sort of deal. Are they just going to keep coming? It looks like it. Really? That got me? With all the dodges in the world? Belly flop bad man. Nothing there. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a good chance anyway. It's not a guarantee necessarily, but there's a pretty good chance I'll be able to. Okay, well, cheeky, powdery, smelly bastards there. Yep. Well, I mean, I wouldn't have fought them, to be honest, mate, if I were you. I think I'd have just run past them, but... Seemed like you didn't really want to be here, if I'm honest. We're going to check what's over here first. Nothing of any real significant value, but Alright. Deserves a cold coffee after a good brewed heart. Yeah, I think he does. Certainly needs a talking to, doesn't he? He needs a dressing down. Needs to go and have a word with himself with Manchester butter in it. I mean, butter coffee is a thing, isn't it? Like, people do that. They put butter in their coffee. I don't know why you would. What are these nascent butterflies even used for? I feel like I don't use most of the crafting shit. Right, so what of my crafting items does it even go into? Dappled cured meat. Dappled white cured meat. I think it's just dappled white cured meat. Well, or dappled cured meat. Yeah, like those crafting bits, like they often just don't seem like they're really worth. Damn, he got me again, bastard. Yeah, apparently it's like really good for the metabolism. I mean, I don't know, like it's a thing that you might do before you go to the gym, for example. Again, though, not something I've personally tried, just something I've heard of. Nice. Oh, bastard. I mean, you use that you use the item you get off them to use that sort of effect, so I'm aware of that. I don't think we want to jump down there. Hey, we found it! Beautiful. I just need to find my way back. Okay, it's probably up the ladder. But yeah, look it up. Butter coffee. It's a thing, apparently. Never had one, but I've heard it's, yeah, it just sort of gets the... Because, like, obviously there's fat in butter. And if you're particularly lean, then using the fat for energy is is fine. Obviously, if you're already overweight, then you don't necessarily need any additional fat. But yeah, apparently it sounds pretty minging, which is why I've never tried it, even though I'm a real big fan of coffee, and I've got nothing against butter. But yeah, apparently it kind of makes it creamy like milk, but I can only imagine it separating because it's oil, essentially. It's, well, fat and water together, they don't mix. So I imagine you probably have to stir it loads and then, like, neck it. But again, I've never had one myself, I just know it's a thing. Tomato sauce without chocolate. I mean, it's not quite the same, but I get your point, in that they don't otherwise go together necessarily. And I mean, you know, even if they do, you don't have to have them together. Oh, he kept going a while. Hopefully we can get a little submarino now. Rocket in your dead. it's definitely a thing. I haven't just made it up, but somebody did, obviously, at some point. So we'll kill that boss, this boss, and that'll be it for today. I might do a little bit more off screen, but I won't kill an Elden Lord. I mean, I know there's a big old giant, which is apparently like reasonably difficult, like not necessarily the hardest boss, just, you know, a challenge. So it might be that is the Elden Lord, or it might not be the Elden Lord. So I don't know. I am gonna quickly nip to the toilet, give chance for somebody to summon, and then we'll fight that boss. Now, I'm not suggesting this is the case, but it kind of feels like... Oh. I've seen that message. I'll come back to it. I know it probably wasn't the case, but it kind of feels like Moses turned up just to sort of sneakily spoiler that you can open those carriages. And if that's the case, at this stage, I don't mind that being spoiled. But it was a very stealth way if that was the actual plan. Because it seemed like he fucked off before I had any chance to give it to him. And I completely would have, like, you know, it might, for the first playthrough, you might be like, oh, you know, like, it's a weapon that I might use, I'd rather not give up on it without trying it out, but I definitely have no intention of using it, so I would have quite happily given it away. Maybe he was on console and he just didn't tell me and was like, alright, fuck, I can't take it off him anyway. Geezer Gut Ripper. It was just gut rip, but I'll let you off because this is your character. And I go, buck wild, my rhymes are so sick. It's like in a child. Yeah, that is a sick rhyme, I'll give you that. Oh, it's another one of these. How many of this boss am I going to have to fight this game? It's like 6. But it's not the poison version, it's... I've got to say, like, it is a down point on the game for me that I can't give it 10 out of 10. I know it got 10 out of 10 from all like IGN and PC Gamer and all of them, but they're not legitimate reviews in my opinion. Like they have to give things great scores when they are overall a good game. But that is a down point for me. Like I could never give it 10 out of 10 because of the amount of bosses they reuse. Like, it's fair enough that you want the game longer. Like, I appreciate having a lot of content to go through in the game, but if all you're doing is making me fight the same boss over and over, it's not better. It's worse. Yeah, it's definitely a 9 at best. Like, I could not give this game 10 out of 10. Even though, as I say, I've enjoyed it more than any other game in recent memory. But, like... past a certain point, you can't be like, oh yeah, it's to give you more chances to get good at the boss. No, it isn't. It's because you wanted to pad out the game. And, you know, there's nothing inherently wrong with padding out the game, but you can't have a 10 out of 10 if you're doing that, in my book. Well, I knew he was going with the tail slap, I just didn't dodge at the right time. I mean, I've got pretty good at fighting this boss now, though, I will say. I'd say this is a slightly easier version than the poison one. it's just that big, you can't even really enjoy this boss because it's just so big and you clip through him. Well, the camera clips through him anyway. The AoE. I didn't realise we were going to do another AoE. Ah, you bitch. I hate that that's more than a 360. Don't get caught by that now. Fuck me. Dodge it every time and then get caught with it and I've kicked myself. Do I get another seed though? Yeah, I do. Oh, and another Barbarian. Okay, so I mean, there's a point to that one at least. And a death route. Well, I've killed the fella now anyway, so it's irrelevant. What they're saying. Seek running attack. I mean, I'll try, but I can't imagine. That's ever going to do anything. Cool. So I'm gonna go and see what the items do. Yeah, I think we did pretty well there. But then to say I spent about half an hour fighting that boss yesterday. And I've killed full 5 versions of it now. I should be able to kill it. So, yeah, I'm going to see if I can get to another checkpoint before we do anything. Although, to be fair, where that was isn't too bad. Are these a legit bridge or are there gaps? I mean, I can't see any bloodstains, so I'm going to assume there's no gaps. Ah, there's a fucking giant. This is like the buttresses of Anor Londo all over again. And I bet he can hit me there as well. Maybe not. I don't really know why you'd need the Lost Ashes of War. I suppose maybe if you're dual wielding, you want to copy the weapon art that's on one, but then again, no, because you can't have to. You don't get like a double weapon art. Like I tried dual wielding the samurai swords, and you just put one of them away. It doesn't like double unsheath them. Right. Turns out he's a big hitter. It's gotta be a grace point over here though, isn't there? Elden Ring 13. That's big. So yeah, I'm just going to find the next grace point, then we'll go and check out the stuff, do a level as well. Possibly 2. Suppose I've got to kill that really, Anna. In case it's something worth having. Yeah, it was. Okay. Dikkat edin. Ruin ahead. I think by ruin though he means death as opposed to like a ruin. Okay, well, looks like this is the way. There's got to be a grace point here though. Got to be. There you go. I could smell it. Okay, so we'll leave that layer for now. But there's not a hell of a lot of map left. I mean, maybe... okay, yeah, there is a route down, so, like, there is going to be something over here. But there doesn't look like there's that much left in terms of, like, places to actually explore. So let's head on over to the table. The map is way bigger than I thought. And, like, in terms of, like, the area design and shit, like, I think they've done a really good job with that. But... the boss is being duplicated. It's just too much. I think twice is fair enough, but like 5-6 times is too much. So I can upgrade that again. So I'm gonna do that and that and that. So the... oh no, okay, so I've got a Somber Ancient. Oh no, I haven't got a Somber Ancient Dragon. Yeah, so... Yeah, the Sombers, that's all I've got. So I need a few more. I need 5 more 6s, and then a few more 7s. Still quite a lot. Yeah, the game's map is not playing around. It's larger than a fat PS4 memory storage. Yeah, big time. So let's just pop the rest of these. Might be able to get 2 gold out of it. I didn't check how much that big one was, but I'm guessing it was around 10. I reckon we'll probably be close, but not good enough for 2. Yeah, I think it's like 54 or something at minute, so not quite. 57, 47. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. 57, yeah, per level, sorry. So yeah, this is looking really good now. Guard boost is massive. And I suppose it makes the special more relevant, like it does. And it's weird that it's no faith, but it does do lightning damage. But hey, that's that. So that'll be that for today. So I assume Wednesday, if I probably won't be able to stream in the week, but I'm guessing Wednesday we should finish the game for the first time. So yeah, thanks so much for being here, guys. Thanks for stopping in, Moses, and thanks for stopping in, What? And thank you, Taz, for being here pretty much the entire stream. Really appreciate you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Underhive.